It's a miracle. A miracle of modern medicine. This is the first meal that this cat has eaten without being force-fed at the end of a syringe in 4 or 5 days. This is the most hopeful sign I could hope for. As you can see, his brother is drinking. And I pushed the brother aside, actually, because he's crowding out his brother. It's amazing, actually, because when this one here arrived, he was significantly larger than this one, about 10% larger. And now, look at them. If anything, this one's a bit bigger, or they're the same size. I think he's looking for the water. Here you go. So you can't quite see right now. You can hear his brother drinking, but he can't see it. Once that container of Fancy Feast is a little bit more empty, I'll be adding in some water to make a bit of a what would you call it, porridge, so that they can get their water content. Now you see that white milky eye in the kitten on your right? That is a sign of an ulcerated eye. That's not very good. But, on the other hand, the other eye is healthy. Here you go, here you go. Come on, take a drink, take a drink. It's okay. Here you go. Let's just show him where the water is. Put the paw in there. There, now you can feel the water. Right, if he doesn't get the paw hint, put your kitten's nose in the water. See how excited he is by that? He's not afraid. If anything, he's like, oh, water! Now I put the water in front of him. And, yeah! That's a thirsty kitty. While the brother takes a few bites. This is the closest thing to a medical improvement we've had in days. Days. Now, ideally, I kind of wish he'd been a bit more concentrating on food, but water is more important than food, but getting a cat to drink is relatively easy. Getting a cat to eat is a lot harder. When they don't want to eat, they just don't want to eat. And one of the common causes of death in cats is actually starvation. Because what they do is when they're sick, they just stop eating. Hey, sweetie. So hopefully that left eye will recover, along with the lysine that I've been giving. You know, that might show some marked improvement in the next day or two. But for the kitten on your left, this is really great. Come on, stop drinking, go back to eating, show me that you can eat. Now you may notice that I've switched cages. This cage is due for a cleaning. As you can see that's some poop, and that's some food, and those towels are pretty much urine soaked. I've been replacing the towels, but there's a point at which you get diminishing returns on this kind of thing. So today I'm just going to leave the cage closed, but tomorrow I'm going to take it in for a cleaning. Meaning I'm going to dunk it in a bathtub filled with bleach, or rather, you know, 3% bleach. Alright, now it appears that this kitten is just about done drinking, so I'm going to move the water aside and put the food back in front of him. Let's see if we can get that. Well, he's not eating much. You know, all he had was like 5 bites, but that's 5 bites more than he's had in the past 4 or 5 days, and that's as close as we've come to a victory for this cat in almost a week. As long as his brother doesn't finish that whole can, which is seeming quite likely, we'll be doing good. You can see that he's opening his eyes just a bit there. It's a good sign. They do seem a little bit less swollen, though not much. In both of these cats, their left eyes are more swollen than their right. Oh, he's licking his lips. What does that mean? Does this mean that he might be hungry again? Let's move you aside. Come on. Come on, sweetie. I know he doesn't want to eat when I'm here because that disturbs him. There's really no way for me to know that he's eating unless I see him eat, because, you know, I can just... His brother can eat, or maybe he's eating, but only when I'm not here. His brother has no problem with eating around me, but... Still, there's no question that that was a really good sign. I am going through so many cans of Fancy Feast for these guys. I mean, look. Can. And there are more cans in the sink that I've thrown away. And can. So that white milkiness on the eye is more visible now, primarily because the eye is no longer swollen shut, which is a really good sign, because once the eye is no longer swollen shut, the eye can get to work fixing that milkiness. I'm closing this cage again because I don't want my cats getting in there, because the stuff that's in there is not very friendly, by which I mean toxic bacteria. Luckily, it's not quite as dangerous as it sounds. That's the heating pad right there. I'm going to move in their cage. Move in the air purifier. Drape the towel over the air purifier so that clean air, or rather dirty air, is sucked directly out and into the from the cage, so that clean air is sucked into the cage. Throw away the gloves. The next step is sterilizing the table, so that in case any other animals jump on there. Now, it appears that anything that these cats have, my cats are vaccinated against, but I do have one other foster kitten, which you may have seen on my YouTube channel, which is not fully vaccinated yet. She's had one vaccine, though that was only this week. So, you know, ideally she would not be exposed, but it's also because she's a litter mate of these guys. Although she was separated several weeks ago, there's almost no doubt that she actually has been exposed to these viruses. Whatever they have, odds are she has it too, at least on some level. So I'm not that worried about it. If I was really worried about it, well, these kittens wouldn't be here, because I have to focus on those who will definitely survive unless they're exposed. Anyway. Alright. Yeah, they're looking at me nervously. Alright. Well, that's our update, and I'm glad to say that today it's good news.